Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian Lambert, Regional Assistant Superintendent of the Silver Belt Region. And on behalf of Tucson Unified, we would like to welcome you to our soon-to-be graduates, families, friends, members of TUSD leadership, and TUSD's governing board to the 26th annual Winter Commencement Ceremony. Before we get going, I would just like to remind everybody to please silence their cell phones. I would like to ask at this time for all current, former, and future members of our nation's military to stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. I would like to thank Mr. Estrella and his leadership team here at Saguaro High School for hosting this year's 2019 Winter Commencement Ceremony. And a special thank you to Darlene Matus and Mary Portillo for all the time and hard work you have both put in to this evening's ceremony. I would like to congratulate our students on earning your high school diploma. Those seated, yep, we can clap. Those seated before us exemplify dedication and perseverance. You have dedicated yourself to your studies, overcome adversity, and envisioned a future that is full of possibilities. Congratulations. At this time, I would like to have us all stand for the playing of our national anthem. And please remain standing as this evening's student speaker, Amy Martinez Ochoa, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Trujillo, Superintendent of Tucson Unified School District.
Well, good evening. Buenas noches. Un saludo especial para todos los familiares y todos los padres que se han presentado aquí para compartir este día tan especial. Good evening to all of our family members and all of our parents, all of you that showed up to share in this wonderfully special day for your students. We have some very special guests here on stage this evening to celebrate. I want to start with our governing board members that have joined us here this evening. I want to start with governing board member Crystal Ann Foster. And we have our newest addition to the Tucson Unified Governing Board, but he was also a former member of the Tucson Unified Governing Board. Let's welcome governing board member Mr. Bruce Burke. We have members of your school district leadership team here this evening. I want to start with our Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Blaine Young. And the Assistant Superintendent for this region, the Pantano region, Mrs. Holly Lehman Hamill. And we have our Assistant Superintendent for Region 3, Mr. Ernest Rhodes. Our Assistant Superintendent for the Arroyo Chico region, Mr. Richard Sanchez. Over in Region 1, our Assistant Superintendent for what's known as the Santa Cruz region is Mr. Mark Alvarez. And for our Region 2, the Silver Bell region, we have Regional Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Brian Lambert. I want to congratulate all of the graduates here this evening for coming to this point in your educational careers. The most important thing that you need to realize with regard to accomplishing a goal, it's the accomplishment of the goal, not how long it took to get to that goal or the direction you took to get to that goal. It's making it and getting the job done. And every single one of you, regardless of your starting point for your educational career, you have made it today in this wonderfully special accomplishment in getting your high school diploma. Give yourselves a round of applause. There are the two biggest and most dramatic decisions that a young person can make during their high school career that can literally affect the direction of the rest of their lives is the direction to leave school, and equally as powerful, if not more powerful, is the decision to come back to school. Unfortunately, the majority of young people that choose the first decision, there's a very, very few number of them that actually make it back into school and across the graduation stage. But amongst you this evening, we have one such success story, one such comeback story. We have a graduate this evening by the name of Marisa Lisette Maldonado, who is graduating from Project Moore. Early in her career, in her high school career, she made the decision to leave school. But through the district's Steps to Success program, in which our teachers, our community members, our leadership team members, our school administrators go out into the neighborhoods with one singular mission: to try to convince young people who made the decision to leave school to come back to school. Well, I'm proud to say that Marisa Lisette responded to that knock on the door and made the courageous decision to come right back into school. And we are no doubt proud of all of her accomplishments and understanding how difficult that decision was to come back stronger than ever and to get her diploma here this evening. Her story is a celebration of courage and resilience and determination and leadership. We are so proud of Marisa Lisette, as we all of our graduates, but let's give her a special round of applause. And now to share some words, our keynote speaker this evening, I'm proud to introduce governing board member Ms. Crystal Ann Foster.
Good evening, and muy buenas noches. I bring greetings and congratulations from my colleagues on the Tucson Unified Governing Board. It's an honor to be here and to represent our community as one of the leaders in our district. Speaking of leaders, look at this section of leaders, of graduates that we are honoring this evening. I don't normally say this at other graduations, that the graduates we are celebrating here are all leaders. But in this case tonight, I want to make sure that we see these students for who they truly are. I was at a conference all week learning about the hard part about school, the difficult part, how we are all working as educators to make our schools better for our students. And what resonated the most with me at this training were stories and examples of how what we are teaching in our schools can be disconnected from the lives of today's young people. The graduates in front of us this evening that are completing high school in an off-cycle ceremony did take their own path and undoubtedly learned much more from these experiences than many of the other students who stuck to the traditional road. You may be here tonight because you've forged ahead at a faster rate to move on to the goals that you have set for yourself, or maybe you are here because your path wasn't the straight and sometimes narrow traditional one. While some may see your graduation as delayed, I want to recognize that you have learned so much more from your personal path to be here with us this evening. And these lessons make you much more prepared and ready to take on the next challenge and opportunity that will come your way. I am so proud of you, of this accomplishment that we celebrate this evening, and I know you will find great success in the journey you find on the other side of high school. Muchas, muchas felicidades, and congratulations to the winter class of 2019.
Thank you, Ms. Foster. It is my honor to welcome tonight's student speaker. From our TAP program, Ms. Amy Martinez Ochoa. Back to the podium.
Good evening. Welcome to the 2019 TUSD winter graduation. My name is Amy Martinez, and I'm a graduating senior from TAP High School. It is an honor and privilege to speak on behalf of class of 2019. I want to thank my family for always encouraging and motivating me to get an education. Ya sé que he cometido muchos errores, pero quiero que sepan que estoy muy agradecida por todos los sacrificios que han hecho y por todo el apoyo que me han dado. Y aunque no lo digo mucho, los amo. I love you guys. I'd also like to thank Dr. Dudley, my principal, and my teachers for making sure I walk across the stage tonight. Thank you, Governing Board, Administration, and Superintendent Trujillo for giving me the opportunity to speak here tonight. I'm not going to lie, writing this speech was beyond stressful, but 10 drafts later, here I am. What about high school? It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. It's 720 days of our lives, for some of us a little longer, spent walking down the halls, talking to our friends, trying to make it a class on time. 720 days of learning so much knowledge, but I mean, who really remembers how the Pythagorean theorem works? We spent 720 days building relationships and losing them. Staying up late nights to finish a project we forgot about, or making up work we missed because we were sick. For 720 days, we contemplated whether or not we should take a day off for our mental sake. Because let's be honest with ourselves, these past 4 years were like a walk in the park, but with rocks and sometimes boulders thrown at us. We have faced challenges, people doubted us, belittled us, and we survived. I know I did. But even though we experienced that low point in our lives, we still managed to have ambition, we kept our heads up, and we kept on going. We had perseverance despite the fact that people discouraged us. As Tupac once said, during your life, never stop dreaming. No one can take your dreams away. So no matter how hard life gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. Everyone has their problems and issues they need to deal with. We are living proof that no matter how big the boulder is, we move it from our path, even when we're at our weakest. And we make sure we succeed just like we are right now. Last year was a defining year in my life. I gave birth to an amazing child, and I named him Romeo. I know, it's crazy, huh? I also lost an important person in my life, my tata. I didn't graduate on time, and I was ready to give up all hope. All while having the responsibility of a whole other life besides mine. I wasn't alone though, and I'm beyond grateful. My family pushed me, they believed in me, and my family made sure I knew what I was capable of. They knew my potential when I didn't even know if I could keep on going. I realized that I wanted to be a better version of myself, so I enrolled back into school, and 4 months later, here I am. I kept on going for myself, my son, my family. I owe them so much, and myself. I know you may not be able to relate to the fact that I had a child at such a young age. I do know you can relate to the fact that you had a moment where you just wanted to be the better version of yourself. I had my family there for me through my worst moments. You probably had a friend, a family member, a mentor, or maybe even just yourself. It's pretty amazing if you think about it, that one single person can help you take the steps to be the better person. As we walk across the stage tonight, we finish this chapter in our lives. We're also starting a new one. With new beginnings, new goals, new mentality, and a whole lot of lessons learned. Congratulations to the class of 2019. Here's to the becoming a better version of ourselves and dodging all those boulders. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, for your wonderful speech. And now, I believe we are at the point in the program and the reason we are all gathered here tonight. So let me start by welcoming our high school principals as they present their school's graduating seniors. I will turn the microphone over to Mr. Michael Beck, coordinator at Catalina Online Learning Experience, to begin the presentation of graduates.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of our graduates. From Catalina Online Learning Experience, we have 2 wonderful graduates tonight. The first is Antonio Guillermo Flores. And our second graduate tonight is Veronica Page McCormick. And at this time, I'd like to introduce the proud principal of Catalina High School, Mr. Antasio Hawley, and his assistant principal, Melissa Hall.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Mr. Beck. I greatly appreciate it. Again, my name is Antasio Hawley, and I am the proud principal at Catalina High School. Along with me tonight to read off the names is an amazing assistant principal of curriculum instruction, Ms. Melissa Hall.
Our first graduate, Ms. Reen Abusada. Omar Mohammed Ali.
Awesome job.
Sergio Delgado. Sadiqa Hemakel. Nadoli Barabio. Joshua Daniel Parmeter. J. Michael Peterman. Rand Ubai. Jack Vasquez Mancia. Alright, I'd like to welcome to Mr. Frank Armenta, Principal at Choria High School.
Good evening. Just want to welcome everybody to this episode. Good evening. We only have one graduate tonight who is charging fearlessly for academic and personal excellence, Mr. Nanez.
Season's greetings from Palo Verde High School. My name is Eric Brock. I'm the principal. With me tonight to celebrate our early grad is Kevin Abbott, Assistant Principal of Curriculum and Instruction.
We again want to thank everybody for being here this evening. This is a very special Palo Verde Titan graduate. Not only is he an early graduate, he is the first in his family to graduate high school. Brian Martinez.
Good evening, buenas noches. Hello, my name is Israel Macias, and I'm the proud principal at Project More Alternative High School. With me tonight, helping to present our graduates is Miss Cindy Anderson, who we have 6 more from Project More.
I'm pleased to congratulate Luis Fernando Robles. Amber Nicole Hendrickson. Marissa Lisette Maldonado. Chris Alan Renteria Garcia. Samara Rose Guy. Jacqueline Rios. Please welcome the principal from Pueblo, Mr. Watson Hauser.
Hello, I am Frank Rossenhauser, the principal at Pueblo High School. And here to announce is my assistant principal, Ms. Catherine Gunness.
Good evening, Warriors. It is my pleasure and honor. Our first up is Ariana Correa Leon. Elvia Elena Cortez. Marisa Guadalupe Gonzalez. Manuel Eddie Hernandez. Eunice Mariscal. Emily Morales. Emily Morales. Caitlin Alicia Ozuna. Congratulations, Warriors. Once a Warrior, always a Warrior. Sorry, we had one late arrival, and Aaliyah, I'm gonna get back to my seat, okay? Miss Aaliyah Grant.
Congratulations. Good evening. My name is Alyssa Welch, and I am the proud principal at Rincon High School, and I'm very excited to introduce you tonight our Ranger graduates. First, we have Miss Erica Luna. And last but not least, we have Mr. Jorge Velasco. And up next, I would like to introduce to you the Saguaro administration.
Good evening. My name is Bobby Estrella. I'm the principal of Saguaro High School. Joining me today is Mr. Luscombe, our assistant principal.
And I have the great pleasure of introducing our winter graduates. First up, Alexis Janae Staley. Alexander J. Wayne. And I have the pleasure of introducing from TAP, Dr. Ann Dudley.
Good evening and happy holidays. My name is Ann Dudley and I'm the ecstatic principal from the Teenage Parent High School. Tonight I have Ms. Meg Sayev, our school counselor, to help us with graduating our 3 seniors. I am honored and privileged to announce Amy Isela Martinez Ochoa. Michelle Yasmin Romero. Elisa Ventura. Hi, and it's my great pleasure to introduce Ashana Rodriguez from Tucson Magnet High School. Hello, good evening, happy holidays from Badger Nation. This evening we are looking forward to recognizing our awesome Badgers. And here to help me announce their names is our Assistant Principal of Curriculum Instruction, Mr. Eric Gilbert.
And I have the pleasure of announcing Mara Sharif Al-Okla. Kevin Josue Flores. Carolina Herrera Martinez. Anna Quick. And finally, Aleph Ray Smith. You guys can be seated.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Robert Estrella, principal at Saguaro High School, back up to the stage to announce the class of 2019.
Ladies and gentlemen, TUSD Governing Board, distinguished guests, Dr. Trujillo, it's my pleasure to present the certification of class of 2019. Graduates, please stand up. Governing Board Policy IKF and the State of Arizona, I hereby certify that all members of the class of 2019 have met the course requirements for graduation and requirements for the State of Arizona. Graduates, please turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations.